Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Campusai Media. We are here at Nana Boama Hotel, and we are filming such an interesting and fun video for you guys. Anything for you guys, obviously. So today we have a special guest in our midst right now, and you guys should guess who this special guest is. So it's none other than our former SRC President, Mr. Theophilus Esiedu, for 2020-2021 academic year. So without further ado, let's welcome him.
Alright, thank you very much, Elsie, for having me.
You're welcome. So it's such an honor to have you with us right now.
You're welcome.
So without any further delay, let's get started.
Sure.
So Mr. Theophilus Esiedu, not many people know you.
Yeah.
They obviously know you as the SRC president, but they don't know much about you. So, would you mind indulging us in who you are?
Okay. So I guess I'm not going to say much like you expect, but then what I can say it's like you rightly mentioned. I said Theophilus, and then um, I come from Kintampo, of course, and then I have 5 siblings, which that makes us 6. Yes, of course, I'm part. And, I think that is what I can share for now with my family and then my background. But then others will come as and when we progress.
Oh, okay. So, you mentioned you guys are 6, right?
Yes.
So, much like if you won't beat me there, but much like an extended family.
Sure, of
So,
course, but it depends on the definition that you want to, put. Yes, but then to me, it's still a nuclear family.
okay. So, how was it like growing up with 5 other siblings?
I must say that it's not easy. Yes, and especially when you have females. 4 females, and then the last one being a male. And all of them, I think the second born is now in the SHS. She closely follows me, and I don't feel comfortable with that. Yes, I don't feel comfortable. She's going to complete SHS this particular year,
Oh,
and
that's nice.
probably I might also complete college this in this same year. Yes, but then I think it's also fun living with them, particularly the small one who is a male, because I didn't have any partner. Back at home, they used to play with, the females, they used to play with my mother, my father, who is not that stable. And then so I have to look for a place to also find solace. But then with him, coming around, I think I'm much bit stable at home. And that makes it interesting to have them.
Okay. That seems like an interesting family you have.
Sure, definitely. You will
Okay.
love them.
Okay. So, we are actually going to move on to your educational background. Okay. So, do you mind telling us where you went to JHS primary, SHS, and we all know you are in Kogi right now.
Sure.
So, yeah.
So I started basic education from Kintampo Presbyterian Primary School. But then, at the verge of entering class 1, I left to Dr. Sanders Primary School. And then that's in that school. I also left when I was when I was entering class 1. Then I moved to Royal Preparatory, where I was moved from class 1 straight to class 4. Yes.
Right.
So from there, when I go to JHS2, I joined another school. We are actually the first batch in Royal Preparatory School, but then I joined other school to write to sit for the BEC, and then God being so good to me, I passed and I went to Techmansina High School, yeah, where I completed in 2018, and here I'm up today.
Okay. So, still at the educational background, did you hold any position during those times?
Yes, so from the basic school, from I think praise be, I was the class rep, though I wasn't. Um, I'm a social person, but then and the teachers over there wanted to engage me in the class activities because I was always reserved. So I was always made a class rep. Yes. So moving to Dr. Sanders, the same thing happened to the class rep. And then when I got to Royal Preparatory School, the upper primary, I was made the assistant boys prefect. And when you go to GHS, I think the same thing. Before I left them to register with the other school. And then moving to SHS, I was the class secretary when we went to when we got admission. Yes, I was the class secretary, the science class. I was in the science class, specifically the science theory class. Yes, they are amazing people there. I think that will also be another topic for some other day. But then I was the class secretary, and then in our final year, the course rep resigned. He said that he can't control the class. Yes, he can't bear the kind of disturbance that it caused. So I was asked to be the interim course rep. Yes, small boy being course rep. Yes, you can just imagine how it was in the class. But then at that time, I think I've become a bit sociable, so I was able to talk back when others talk. Yes, and then at that same year, I was also made the president of the Ghana National Association of Adventist Students, and then simply put in us. Yes, I was made the president, and then here I am today, College of 40.
Yes. As the former SRC President.
Definitely, sure.
Okay, that must have been a journey for you.
A long one.
Yeah. Okay, so moving straight to tertiary. Okay, how was the competition for you? I mean, during the time you were contesting for the SRC president.
I must say that it was quite stressful and then interesting. Yes, because during that particular period, I learned a lot of lessons. Yes, and I got to know a lot of people. There were people that I didn't have contacts with them, but then that particular period brought me to some people, and then of course today I might say that they've actually helped me because holding such a position has really taught me a lot. That's really taught me a lot. And it was interesting because all the time it keeps you on your toe. You can't sleep because you don't know what the other person is thinking about or what the other person is doing at that particular moment.
Yeah.
So even if I go to bed and then I try to sleep, I'll just wake up and I'll be like, Charlie, then what am I doing? You see, yes, because you can't sleep. You can't sleep. That's the obvious truth. You can't sleep. You have to always work. So it was fun and interesting at the same time. Though the stress, it's just part of the work. Stress is just part of the work. But then it was overall, it was interesting. It was interesting.
Okay, so um, do you actually have any regrets during the competition?
Not at all. Not at all. Because the taking up the position has really taught me a lot. It has really made me learn a lot of lessons. It has really done me good more than the harm it has caused me. So I don't see any cause to regret for the actions I took earlier. That is me becoming the SRC president. It has actually helped me a lot. I do not regret taking the position.
Okay, that's nice. So moving on to the when you were how do you pronounced as the SRC president? How was it like? How did
You
you
know,
feel?
that particular moment I was in the hostel listening because one of my friends called over there and whilst they were reading out the ballot sheets, I was listening to them, but then I must say that it wasn't easy. It wasn't easy. I had people testing me, Charlie, you've lost, oh, Charlie, you've lost. So I didn't know what I was doing. But then I was there when my polling agent at that time, and I must say that he has really done a lot of good to me. I think this is the right opportunity to also show appreciation to him. Enoch Watson, he's our current coach, Ekome. People know him, but Ekome. Yes, he has really helped me a lot. He was my polling agent at that moment. He tested me. Congratulations, bro. That was where I went to the bathroom to take my bath. Actually, bathed too. buckets of water. It was quite. I mean, I can't even explain the feeling, but it was fun. It was fun.
Wow. 2 buckets of water. Wow.
Yes. Because Charlie, the pressure was very huge. The pressure was unbearable. Counting, listening to people counting the number of votes you've had. I didn't know the number of valid voters at that moment. Yes, though I might get the number that I got, people who voted for me, but I don't know the number of voters. You see, so I want to be
Yeah.
able to determine that I'm the winner. So when the test started coming, that's Charlie Warrior, where you've lost. I was like, hey, so I'm up for my year. You see, yes, but then like I said, the pulling agent tested me, and he was like, bro, congratulations. That was when I realized that Charlie Matimaya, I've been able to do it. Been able to do it.
Wow. That's quite interesting. So, moving on from how it felt during that time, actually, do you mind sharing with us some of the achievements that you actually made during your office?
Okay, so I think I'll just mention a few because I can't actually recall most of the things that we've done. Because I believe we had the opportunity to serve the society, and we will not be the right people to judge ourselves if we've actually done a good work or not. We can just sit somewhere and then, encourage ourselves that we've paid our dues. But then I think the people would be the best people to identify things that we've done. But then I think there are physical things on campus that we can boast of. For now, we've made 12, we've procured 12 relaxation benches, and then they are placed at the various corners in the college. And then as well, we renovated the old SRC notice board. It was a single face, but this time around we made it double face, and then we also brought lights to that particular place. Yes, and then the summer huts were renovated. We extended lights to the summer hut as well. We had plans of actually making benches there, but then our financial issues didn't allow that. Yes, and then I think we were able to also secure a land for the SRC for the construction of the SRC marketplace. Yes, and I think this current administration they are going to work on it, even if not. Even if they are not able to do the next administration or the subsequent administrations will take that. And then again, it was during our administration that the SRC cloth was officially pronounced as the Thursday wear. Yes, so even on Thursdays when you wear it to class, you will not be penalized because it has officially been approved. Yeah. I think these are some of the things I can mention for now. The other things that but I think I'll just leave them here. I'll just leave them here.
Oh, okay. That is actually quite an achievement. I mean, if you are someone who is into politics, you would know
Sure.
how those activities actually
Thank you
runs.
very much. Sure.
Yeah. So we are actually going to go down from the achievements there to down a little bit lower. Um, I don't know if you heard these rumors or something like that, but then when we came level 100, we heard some rumors concerning your administration actually, and then we heard that I don't know if you heard it or not, but let me put it this way. There were rumors that stated that your administration actually kind of didn't make much progress. Okay, so I don't know how you feel about that. I would like to know like how you feel about that.
I think, of course, we are humans, and then hearing such comments kind of hurts. But then I think I didn't pay much attention to that because students will always be students.
Okay.
They are not there with you. Yes. Those who know. Yes. So once you are not there, we tend to think a lot. We think that there are a lot that these particular people can do. But then when you get there, you get to understand what we go through as SRC. Always, I do say that we have a lot of issues on campus. You can't compare our SRC to that of tech and then I mean UNE or the traditional universities. You can't compare them. There are vast difference between ourselves and them. So there are certain things that our hands are tied. You can't work on them. But then students will always demand that you work for them. So if you are not able to do that for them, it becomes a challenge. So it's quite hurtful when you hear such comments. But then to me, they grow me a lot. They help me grow. They help me grow.
Okay. So, still on the SRC issues, do you have any advice you'd like to give to those that will be contesting for this year's SRC president?
Okay, so I think my advice wouldn't be for the presidency or people who want to vie for presidency alone, but then to all aspirants, people who have other intentions of contesting. It's actually nice to have such thoughts, and I must say that they shouldn't ever regret. That is per the experience I've had occupying such a position. It's very nice to occupy such a position. It teaches you a lot, it strengthens you. You learn a whole lot of things about humans, about yourself, about how to go about your things, critical thinking and other stuff. It puts you in a position to achieve higher things. Yes. And of course they'll be agitated this time around. They want to come into power, they'll be eager to come into power, but then they shouldn't forget that they are with people, and in a human institution you learn how to live with them. You don't go about throwing shades at your friends, the other aspirants. You don't go about throwing shades about them, talking shit about them. No, you don't do that. That is bad politics. I must say that politics, people see it to be just a game, but then I see it to be a culture, because it should be a way of living. If you don't live with politics, you always end up doing the negative stuff. But then when it becomes part of you, and then you act on things, relevant things, that is where you see the impact, because politics is all about the people. So if it's all about the people, then it should be a culture, not just a game that you just come and then try and leave. So their main motive should be to serve the people. Yes, though there might be ups and downs when they come into office, but then that shouldn't be a stumbling block for them to achieve whatever they had in mind. Though they will not be able to achieve everything too, but then they should always try their best. I believe in trying. If you don't try, then you are already a failure. But then when you try and then you don't achieve it, you know very well that you've actually tackled something, just that it didn't work. Yes. So they should just be pragmatic. You are both practical and then theory wise. They should just be real to themselves and then the people around them. They should assess themselves. Can they do it? Just assess yourself. Can you do it? If you have the strong conviction that you can do it, why not? Just go for it. I believe individually we all have strengths and weaknesses. So that is where collectively we can create a robust council. But then if you don't play your part well, and I don't also play my part well, that is where we have failures. And then I must say, failure is relative. Yes. So you might term a particular person as a failure, but then other will also mention success, because they also see things differently. People who were close to me in my administrations and in my administration, they always say that, oh Charlie, why are there? But then people somewhere that weren't close, they didn't know what was going on, also say a different thing. That is why I said that those things never bothered me, though whenever I hear them, I tend to be hurt a bit, but then I don't let them overcome me, and I try as much as possible to overcome them. Because once you let those words get into you, you've lost your power as a human being. Yes. The fact that you say that I'm weak doesn't make me weak. I know what I can do. The fact that you think I'm not good doesn't make me so. I know what I can do. So it's all about yourself and what you can do for the society. So that is what I can say for now. They should think about the people. Think around the boss, what they can do to help students. I believe we have a lot of problems that they can also help come on board to solve. An administration cannot come and then solve all our problems for us. That is why we have continuous administration. They should take over from the increment administration, work on the things that they couldn't achieve. And that is where we have a strong SRC.
That's actually an inspiring message to give to the those contesting for the SRC portfolios. Okay, so looking into politics, actually, would you mind telling us? Do you have any interest in pursuing politics in the future?
For now, I can't just give it a definite answer. But then, of course, occupying this position, like I said earlier, has really taught me a lot. And I think as individuals, we all have a lot to give back to the society. So if the need arises that the society needs me, I think I will just go ahead and help. And then, like I was saying, I don't have to wait for an opportunity to present itself. I must do it, and that is politics. The small things around us. What are you doing to help improve? So if I go ahead and then do that, and then make the community a better place, I am deeply involved in politics. I believe politics, when we mention a politician, it is not someone in tie, in suits, quoting figures, talking about taxes and other stuff. Politics is about someone that's really care for the community, wants the good for the people, and then you can call yourself a politician, because that is all politics. But then I think our system is quite different, but we can all make it look good.
I guess it takes two to do something.
Sure.
Yeah. So okay. I guess we will take a short commercial break from these politics issues, and then we'll come back. When we come back, you can be sure that we get to know the Theophilus here and not the SRC president. Thank you.